Chosen one, pause for a moment. This isn't just another Saturday approaching. This is a divine appointment. You didn't stumble on this message by accident. Heaven led you here because something rare is about to unfold in your life. The energy around this coming Saturday is not ordinary. It carries a spiritual code, a frequency reserved for the 1%, those hand-picked souls who have walked through fire and still kept their faith intact. All week your spirit may have felt unsettled, restless, as if something unseen was calling your attention. That wasn't anxiety, it was alignment. The universe has been holding something for you in divine escrow, not because it was denied, but because heaven was waiting for perfect timing. And now, the rhythm of God's orchestration is striking the note of release. This Saturday holds a key, a portal moment, where what you've prayed for in silence begins to echo in reality. What once seemed delayed will accelerate. What felt forgotten will finally find you. This isn't coincidence, it's completion. Heaven doesn't waste days, and this particular one has been marked for you since the beginning. Your breakthrough won't arrive quietly. It won't knock politely at the door of your expectations. It will break through every limitation that once held you back. The kind of blessing coming is not just material, it's transformational. It will shift how you see yourself, how others perceive you, and how destiny unfolds around your name. So listen carefully, chosen one. Don't scroll, don't disconnect. You are being called into awareness because not everyone will notice what's hidden in this date. Only those who are tuned in will feel the pulse of heaven moving through time. You are one of them. You've carried faith when others gave up. You've waited when everything told you to quit. And now, heaven is whispering, it's your turn. If your spirit is resonating as you hear this, respond in faith. Type 99 inches the comments right now. That number isn't random. It symbolizes completion, divine closure, and breakthrough alignment. It's heaven's way of recording your readiness. As you write it, imagine your intent being sealed, your prayer registered in the spiritual realm. And for those who feel led, your super thanks isn't just support. It's a sacred act of agreement, a way of saying, I'm in alignment with what God is releasing. Every gift, every comment, every word spoken in faith helps awaken more chosen ones across the world. So thank you for being part of this mission, for showing up, for believing, for keeping your flame alive when others let theirs burn out. You're not alone. This community is proof that destiny gathers its own. Take a deep breath, chosen one. Heaven has already written your name into this moment. This Saturday, the shift begins. Are you ready to unlock what only the few will recognize? God's chosen ones, this Saturday holds a secret only few will unlock. Now, chosen one, you find yourself standing at the edge of something you cannot yet name. The air around you feels ordinary, yet somewhere deep inside, a quiet tremor has begun. You sense it not in your bones but in your spirit, a subtle gravity shifting, drawing unseen forces into alignment. You will not hear about it on the news, no announcement will break across your screen. But heaven has moved a single line in your divine architecture, and everything on earth will have to follow. That is what this Saturday carries, a sacred unveiling, where what was concealed will be revealed, where the divine courtroom unseals the file of your destiny, stamped with God's signature long before you even knew you were in the case. You were being prepared for a moment written in eternity, rehearsed behind the veil, while you were learning to endure in silence. When it arrives, it will not knock or ask permission. It will simply recognize its owner. Not everyone will see this shift, because what is sacred is never broadcast to the multitude. This mystery belongs to the few who have walked through hidden fire and kept their faith unburned. It is for the 1% who carried holy endurance when the world told them to surrender. who refused to conform when others compromised, who stayed awake while others fell asleep beneath the lullaby of comfort. They are those who whispered prayers into the void, and though heaven seemed silent, the silence was strategy. Every unanswered cry was a note in the song God was still composing. Every closed door was not rejection, it was redirection. You were not being delayed, you were being developed. You were not overlooked, you were being orchestrated. What you thought was waiting was actually weaving. In the language of heaven, delay means design. Romans 8:28 declares that all things work together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And this verse has never been truer for you than it is right now. 6 months ago, you begged for doors to open that would have led only to detours and distraction. Mercy was guarding you in disguise. God withheld certain things not because you were unworthy, but because you were too precious to waste on premature moments. You, chosen one, have been preserved, not punished. The gold of your spirit had to go through fire to prove its authenticity. Caravaggio, the painter who captured divine light through shadow, once said, "I paint the divine by painting the dark." That is precisely what God has done with you. He has used your nights to frame your dawn. The shadows were not your enemies, they were the brush strokes that made your light visible. In the physics of faith, what you endured created resonance, the mysterious law by which two frequencies match and amplify each other. Heaven has been tuning you like a sacred instrument, aligning your vibration to its own. When your spirit resonates with heaven's tone, miracles are not forced, they are attracted. Perhaps this explains why certain seasons of silence were necessary. Had God spoken too soon, the sound would have fractured you. Now, the harmony is perfect. There is a moment every chosen soul must face a question whispered in the heart that few dare to answer. Are you ready to be known by what you were created for? Because revelation is not always gentle. When the concealed becomes revealed, responsibility follows. It's not a spotlight, it's a calling. And that calling will not flatter you, it will refine you. But if you listen closely, you will realize that what's coming this Saturday is not about what is added to your life, but what awakens within it. As Psalm 27:14 says, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and let your heart take courage." You have been waiting, yes, but your waiting was not idle, it was sacred incubation. The cocoon that felt like confinement was in fact protection for your transformation. Joseph was hidden in prison before the palace. Esther was concealed until her courage could change a kingdom. Even Jesus, though divine, waited 30 years before revealing himself to the world. Hiddenness is not exile, it is preparation. The Saturday secret belongs to those who have learned to value silence as holy space, who understood that revelation without maturity is a burden too heavy for untested shoulders. Isaiah 60:1 proclaims, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you." The glory that rises upon you is not sudden, it has been gathering for years, waiting for your surrender to reach full resonance. Michelangelo once said he sculpted not to create the angel, but to free the angel trapped within the stone. God has been doing the same with you, chiseling away fear, ego, and doubt, until what remains reflects his image. Those sharp seasons you resented were divine tools shaping your eternal form. If the pressure felt unbearable, it was because heaven refused to let you stay small. Revelation 3:8 records Christ's words, "See, I have set before you an open door that no one can shut." That door is not only before you, it is within you. You are the gate through which heaven intends to flow. And still, one question hums beneath your ribs like a sacred heartbeat. What if the thing you thought was breaking you was actually the sound of heaven tuning you to your true frequency? Perhaps this is why Jesus told his disciples in Matthew 25:13, "Keep watch, for you do not know the day or the hour." To the world, this Saturday is ordinary, but to the awake, it is divine convergence. The shift will not come to prove your worth, it will come to reveal it. It will not appear as thunder from the sky, but as peace within the soul. Every chosen one reaches a moment when faith stops being belief and becomes recognition. That is the revelation of the chosen, not that they find God, but that God was already within them, waiting to be unveiled. This Saturday, heaven is not merely sending a miracle, it is reminding you that you are one. The file of your destiny has been unsealed, and the angels are reading aloud what was written from the beginning. You are chosen, you are ready, you are seen. Hebrews 10:37 whispers, "For in just a little while he who is coming will come and will not delay." The waiting is over, but the wonder is only beginning. The light that rises now is not descending from above. It is emerging from within you, radiant, unstoppable, pure. God's timing has always been perfect, but now His timing has met your readiness. So breathe, chosen one. What you feel stirring is not anxiety, it is activation. Heaven is resonating with your faith, and the doors that once refused to open are now remembering your name. Before this moment ends, I invite you to pause. Let your soul rest in this awareness. You are part of the 1% who refused to let go when all reason said you should. You are the keeper of a divine frequency that few recognize and fewer sustain. Share your story below. Share what your waiting has taught you, because every chosen one's testimony becomes another's torch in the dark. As the choir once sang in Handel's Messiah, "And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed." That glory is not somewhere far away. It is you, standing in the light you once prayed would come. This Saturday, heaven will not merely visit your life, it will unveil it. Now, chosen one, the right doors, those designed and assigned with your name engraved on their hinges, are about to swing without resistance, and when they do, you will look back with a steady, grateful smile and whisper, "God, thank you for withholding what I begged for and delivering what I was born for." There is something holy in the choreography of divine timing. It is not sentimental, it is strategic. And when heaven appoints a Saturday for a massive turn, it is not for poetry, it is for precision. Saturday, in its spiritual essence, is the threshold between what was and what will be, the liminal space between the hush and the hallelujah, the day between the sealed tomb and the stone rolling away. That is why this specific Saturday has been set apart to break something wide open. For you, the one chosen, this is not the end of a tired week, but the beginning of wonders unfolding with the surety of sunrise. The door you have been staring at in your spirit is already moving on its secret hinges. The notification you labeled as delayed has been scheduled to chime, and the answer you stopped asking for is rehearsing its thunderous yes. Some people saw your effort, but not your essence, misread your silence as weakness and your patience as confusion, yet you were never uncertain, only waiting for heaven's signal to step. Could it be that your quiet obedience was the loudest sound in heaven all along? What if the waiting itself was the sign that you were in rhythm with a larger cadence, one measured not by human clocks, but by the eternal metronome of God's purpose, where Habakkuk 2-3 promises that the vision awaits its appointed time, and though it lingers, it will not delay a moment beyond its ripeness. This Saturday will bewilder those who counted you out, and bring quiet awe to those who watched your wilderness and assumed it would bury you. The very soil they thought would swallow you has been compacting beneath your feet into a runway. What looked like your ending was God constructing a public beginning, and He is about to make it visible in a way that does not scream for attention but commands recognition. You have felt strange lately, a little misaligned with old routines, detached from patterns that once felt safe. That is not dysfunction, it is ascension, because your spirit has already traveled ahead to scout the territory of your next. That divine restlessness was never anxiety, but anticipation, a message delivered to your inner sanctuary before your phone could display it. Is it possible that your future has been calling you by a name you are only now ready to answer? This is why you feel as if you are outgrowing rooms that used to fit you are. Saturday signals the moment your environment begins to match the elevation inside you. God is synchronizing the external with the eternal. bringing the outer architecture of your life into resonance with the blueprint he has kept in safekeeping. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time, and beauty, in the language of heaven, is not decoration, it is alignment, the right thing in the right place at the right hour." Hear this deeply. What is coming is not just a blessing, but a reversal. It will untie the knots left by mocking laughter, reverse verdicts of rejection, neutralize the poison of delay, and turn detours into testimonies of superior roots. It will flip the script so thoroughly that explanations will fail, because this will never be man-made. It will be Spirit-delivered, like Isaiah 45:2, where God goes before you to level the exalted places, to break gates of bronze and cut through bars of iron, opening not only pathways but perceptions. Put te es. Eliot once wrote that what we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. Thresholds, he said in essence, are the still points where the turning world becomes clear. Saturday is that still point, the keelstone in an arch, the precise piece that distributes pressure into strength. You felt pressed, yet pressure taught your bones the geometry of endurance and schooled your breath in the mathematics of hope. In my own wilderness, I learned a hard mercy. When God says, "Not yet," He is protecting the weight-bearing walls of your calling, because gifts can open rooms, but only character can survive their atmosphere. I also learned that restoration rarely announces itself with fireworks. It often begins with a quiet interior correctness, the unmistakable peace of being where you were always meant to be. Psalm 126:1-2 remembers a day when the Lord restored Zion, and they were like those who dream, and their mouths filled with laughter. That is the flavor of your coming season, not manic noise, but mirth steeped in relief, a laughter that tastes like answered prayer. Think of the world of sound. Two metronomes set on the same platform eventually sync through subtle vibrations. This is entrainment, a phenomenon in physics where separate rhythms become one when they share a foundation. Your soul has been placed on God's platform, and slowly, surely, your tick has learned His time. Can you feel it, the cadence of heaven drawing your steps into its tempo, the heartbeat of purpose correcting your gait into grace? Architect Antoni Gaudí said that the straight line belongs to men, but the curved line to God, and your path, chosen one, has curved in ways that confounded every tidy plan. Yet those curves were the signature of a higher hand, bending history toward your formation. There is also a music older than nations. Hildegard of Bingen sang of the living light that kindles everything it touches, and in that light your fatigue becomes oil for the lamp, your tears become the riverbed for joy, your scars become compass marks for those who walk behind you. 1 Peter 5:10 assures that after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will Himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. The after is here, and its first symptom is a deep inner steadiness that does not need to explain itself. Psalm 37:7 urges, "Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him." That stillness is not passivity, it is posture. It means you are ready to move only when heaven moves, and that readiness is your power. The cynics will try to trace your rise to formulas they recognize, but a move of God defies neat accounting. It is quantum in that sense, appearing where it was not predicted, behaving as both wave and particle of grace, seen in outcomes, but sourced in invisible fidelity. Your task is simple. Remain teachable, remain tender, remain bold. Do not abbreviate your wonder with excessive explanations, because wonder is the native language of those who cross thresholds well. And because God's strategy is whole, He will not only move you forward, but reconcile the meaning of what came before. You will look at old valleys with new eyes and say, without bitterness, that they were classrooms for the crown. When the door opens, and it will, you will not sprint in panic, but walk in peace, guided by a presence that has learned your breath. You will bless the closed doors as fiercely as the open ones, grateful that mercy guarded the handle until wisdom could turn it. Saturday is not an end, It is a translation, your life shifting from the tongue of survival to the language of significance. And as the shift lands, you will understand Jeremiah's whisper that God knows the plans he has for you, plans for peace and not for harm, to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Your heart will echo Psalm 16:11 without effort. In your presence is fullness of joy, at your right hand are pleasures forevermore. And you may ask yourself quietly, not in doubt but in awe, what will it look like when my outer world finally bows to the light that has long been glowing within me? When the unveiling becomes undeniable and the yes of God rings like a bell through your story, remember to be small in the right way, small enough to fit through the narrow gate of gratitude, spacious enough inside to host the glory without cracking, and generous enough to become a shelter for others who have waited as long as you have. And when explanations buzz and theories swirl, rest in this final clarity. The Lord has done great things for us. We are glad, as Psalm 126 says, and what he does is never haphazard, never hurried, always holy. May this Saturday be your still point, the soft thunder where silence turns to song, the precise moment your outer world bows to the elevation of your inner world. And may you, chosen one, step through the open door with a quiet yes, because the one who opens it does not need to be convinced, he only needs to be trusted. The instructions that led you to this exact moment were written in heaven before you ever knew they existed. You have not been wandering aimlessly. You have simply been walking in alignment, unknowingly tracing a path that was carved into eternity long before time learned to count. And now, chosen one, the journey of endurance gives way to the moment of arrival. The kind of favor that is approaching cannot be bought, negotiated, or imitated. It is not the kind of blessing that bends to charisma or influence. It is a rare code, an encrypted favor, sealed by divine fingerprint, accessible only to those who endured silently when no one was watching. That is why it will even shock you this Saturday, not because you were unworthy before, but because you finally became ready to carry what had already been written. Do not look for signs in the ordinary. Look in the disruption. Look in the unexpected, in the divine interruptions that feel random but hum with revelation. God has always hidden his most sacred confirmations inside what looks like chaos. As 1 Corinthians 2-9 reminds us, no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has conceived the things which God has prepared for those who love him. Heaven's surprises are never predictable, they are precise. He delights in catching his chosen ones off guard, because surprise keeps your faith tender and your worship pure. You didn't see this coming, but it saw you coming. Something has already been moving on your behalf, rerouting through invisible corridors toward your name. The files in heaven have been updated. The angels have been dispatched. The divine calendar has reached your line, and the heavens are now in perfect alignment with your purpose. You, chosen one, have been divinely scheduled. The blessing is time-stamped. When Saturday touches your timeline, you will understand why it had to be now and not any sooner. The very thing that felt like delay was God strengthening the hands that would have dropped the weight of this blessing before. You didn't miss it. You didn't lose it. It didn't pass you by. It was simply waiting for your maturity to match its magnitude. Timing, after all, was never about hesitation. It was about preservation. Galatians 6-9 declares, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Every seed of patience you planted in private is now rising toward the light. The sky above your life is opening. The flow has begun. The supernatural transaction has been initiated, and what is being transferred cannot be explained by logic. You will know it is God because the precision will silence your doubts, the timing too exact, the sequence too divine, the beauty too effortless to be human. Not even you will be able to take credit. What unfolds will feel like an invisible hand rearranging everything in your favor. This Saturday, the atmosphere around you will begin to whisper your name. Opportunities that forgot you will remember. Doors that denied you will unlock, messages will arrive, approvals will be granted. It will not require striving, because it has already been finalized in the unseen. This is what the waiting was for. This is what the warfare prepared you for. This is the unveiling, the release, the reward. But pause for a moment. What if everything you endured was never about endurance itself, but preparation for capacity? What if you were not waiting for your destiny, but your destiny was waiting for your strength to sustain it? Could it be that the silence was not heaven ignoring you, but heaven investing in you? Because what's about to arrive is not designed merely for your comfort. It is meant for your calling. God is not blessing you so you can rest easier. He's blessing you so your light can burn brighter, your message grow louder, your reach extend further. You are not being rewarded for surviving. You are being commissioned for impact. This Saturday is not a relief, it's a realignment. The energy you feel is not random emotion, it is divine propulsion. The old season of chasing is ending, replaced by a supernatural gravity where what once ran from you now begins to find you. As Psalm 23:6 declares, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life." You are entering a realm of divine magnetism, where your very presence pulls blessing into orbit. What used to seem too far will suddenly sit close. What you once had to fight for will now flow toward you naturally. The 1% are not defined by their appearance, they are defined by their permission. They carry heaven's authorization to walk with power, to speak into darkness without fear, to bring light into places others avoid. You, chosen one, belong to this divine minority. And the surprise that approaches this Saturday is not meant to impress you, it is meant to confirm you. You have whispered to yourself in the night, asking if you are still on the right path. You have wondered if heaven's silence meant you were forgotten, but silence was strategy. The quiet was sacred, not cruel. It was a chamber of preparation where the next version of your purpose was being built brick by brick in a dimension beyond visibility. As Isaiah 40:31 promises, "They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, they shall mount up with wings as eagles." Waiting did not drain you, it transformed you. You have grown wings in your stillness, and now the same wind that once opposed you will begin to lift you. People may think the shift in your life happened overnight, but they do not know the years of secret sowing, the nights you wept yet rose with quiet dignity, the rooms where you sat with brokenness in your chest but purpose in your posture. They do not know how many times you almost quit, but couldn't because something holy inside you refused to let go. That something was God. It was His breath within you, whispering endurance when your own words ran out. It was His hand on your shoulder when you were too tired to lift your own. Philippians 1:6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." Every unfinished piece of your story is about to find its completion. Heaven is not just watching, it is participating. And as the scroll of your destiny turns another page this Saturday, your name will echo in heaven's corridors as one who stayed, one who trusted, one who believed even in silence. So now the question rises again, this time not from fear but from awe. What will your life look like when every hidden prayer starts to materialize at once? When the dream that nearly broke you becomes the evidence that God never left you? And when the promise finally touches the pain, will you recognize how every delay was divine choreography, every detour a hidden door? You are about to find out. The disruption you feared was the delivery you prayed for. The silence you thought meant distance was the sound of heaven's architecture being finalized. And now, the signature of God is visible across your timeline. Chosen one, this is your moment of divine confirmation, the evidence that the instructions were never lost, only timed. Step forward with reverence. The heavens are aligned, the files are open, the angels are already in motion. This Saturday, your name will meet its divine appointment, and you will stand not as someone who merely waited, but as someone who has arrived. And now, He's responding not with crumbs, not with faint symbols or half measures, but with something so unmistakably holy that it will shake the timeline of your life. This Saturday will not blend into the others. It will mark a line between before and after. You will look back on all the Saturdays that came before and finally see that they were not wasted. They were foundations, invisible scaffolding building toward this one radiant unveiling. The atmosphere around you is being recalibrated. The spiritual gravity is shifting, the currents are aligning, and your story, once whispered in obscurity, is catching fire. No one will be able to deny what is happening. Even those who doubted you, even those who tried to sabotage what they did not understand, will be forced to watch your elevation unfold like prophecy in motion. You do not need revenge when you are marked for revival. "Vengeance is mine, I will repay," says the Lord, Romans 12:19. God Himself is making your life a billboard of divine justice, and the unveiling has already begun. Your name is being spoken in rooms you have not yet entered, not by human mouths, but by divine forces, preparing introductions that will seem sudden, yet are actually the completion of heavenly timing. Have you ever wondered what it feels like when destiny recognizes you, when unseen alliances begin forming long before you arrive? The people you need are already being drawn toward you, their hearts magnetized by a frequency they can't explain. The resources, the opportunities, the alignments, they are converging. This isn't wishful thinking, it's a wave, and you are riding it. "For I am about to do something new," says the Lord in Isaiah 43:19. "See, I have already begun. Do you not perceive it?" Don't be surprised when life begins to accelerate. Don't be startled when processes that once took months now resolve in hours, because divine acceleration has been activated. God didn't forget the details. He didn't overlook your uniqueness. This surprise carries your signature. It knows your pain, your prayers, and your private process. It was not mass-produced, it was handcrafted for your purpose. No one else can walk into it and own it the way you can, because you were the one chosen to carry this next chapter, not because of perfection, but because of persistence, not because of appearance, but because of agreement. You said yes when it cost you everything, and now everything is being returned, multiplied, magnified, and marked with your name. After you have suffered a little while, writes 1 Peter 5:10, the God of all grace will restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. What is returning to you now is not random restitution, it is holy restoration. This is not luck, this is not karma, this is kingdom. This is legacy. This is God's strategy, finally stepping into view. You are no longer walking blind, you are walking bold, because now you see what He saw all along. You were always headed here. Every detour, every heartbreak, every closed door was not rejection, it was redirection. You were not being pushed out, you were being pushed into position. Isn't it humbling to realize that what once felt like exile was actually an invitation, that every delay disguised as disappointment was divine rerouting, leading you toward a realm others couldn't even see? That is why you never fit where they did, why mimicking their path never made sense. Your trail was being carved through dimensions of faith reserved for the chosen. This Saturday is not ordinary, it is holy. You may not see fireworks or feel a tremor in your chest, but the spiritual codes in your atmosphere are already changing. The frequencies around you are adjusting, as though the entire world is leaning subtly in your direction. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him, says 2 Chronicles 16:9. This leaning is not coincidence, it is confirmation. You are being wrapped in divine favor. What used to be hard will become fluid. What used to drain you will now empower you. What once resisted you will now recognize you. And as you move, you'll begin to ask quietly within yourself, is this what it feels like when heaven trusts you again? When the weight of delay is replaced with the wings of readiness? You are not the same as before you've crossed into a new frequency. Your life is about to become evidence. But remember, This moment isn't only about what you receive, it's about who you become. We all, with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being transformed into the same image from glory to glory, writes 2 Corinthians 3:18. God is not just improving your circumstances, He is upgrading your essence. The glow others will see is not decoration, it is demonstration. People will sense something has changed, even if they cannot name it. They will feel the weight of your words because they now carry worship in every syllable. And when you notice that quiet awe in their eyes, pause and ask yourself, could this be the reflection of God finally visible in me? Because you are no longer chasing a breakthrough, you have become one. You are the vessel carrying the sacred unexpected, the living proof that the divine still intervenes in human stories. This isn't just revival, it's revelation. You, chosen one, are the proof that heaven's timing was flawless. This Saturday is not simply an event, it is an awakening. Step into it with reverence and watch as the world shifts to meet the rhythm of your obedience. Chosen one, this Saturday is not ordinary. It has been prophesied into your timeline, etched into the architecture of your soul, sealed with supernatural ink that only heaven can authorize. The heavens have signed the agreement, the shift has been approved. The only thing left is for you to show up aware, aligned, and open. Not with fear, not with doubt, but with boldness, the kind of faith that says, I don't know how it will happen, but I know who's behind it. That kind of faith makes the impossible surrender. That kind of certainty causes walls to turn into doors. You've always known you were different, not in pride, but in perception. You carried something within you that didn't fit the world's rhythm. A sensitivity, a sacred rebellion against the ordinary, a hunger for what was unseen. That fire was not arrogance, it was assignment. It was the whisper of destiny, reminding you that your life was never meant to follow rules, it was meant to follow revelation. And now, that revelation is unfolding in your favor. The pages are turning, the current is rising, and you, the chosen one, stand at the center of this divine story. You are not late, you are not behind, you are not locked out. The systems that once resisted you are bending now to make way for your arrival. The path that seemed closed is opening with a sound like thunder in the spirit. Behold, I have set before you an open door which no one can shut, says Revelation 3:8. This is not just another weekend. It is the beginning of something your lineage will remember, the kind of shift only God Himself could orchestrate. This is what it looks like when heaven touches a human life. Chosen one, you've walked through seasons when everything seemed to watch you, but nothing seemed to work for you. You've stood in silent spaces where time stretched painfully long, where your spirit begged for movement, even as your mind whispered, wait. You were not being punished in those moments. You were being positioned. You were not overlooked. You were being hidden for unveiling. The waiting was not wasted time. It was holy incubation. For everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven, declares Ecclesiastes 3:1. God wasn't ignoring you. He was perfecting His timing. And now the restraint has lifted. The seal has been broken. The surprise has been released. This coming surprise is not small because your process was not small. It doesn't just change something, it changes everything. Not only the external landscape of your life, but the internal atmosphere of your spirit. You are not simply being given a gift. You are being transformed into someone who now expects acceleration, who commands favor without striving for it. How would your life feel if you woke up truly believing that heaven had already aligned everything in your favor? That is what this Saturday carries, a divine convergence, a holy recall, where every seed you ever planted in tears is being remembered in power. Those who sow in tears shall reap with songs of joy, says Psalm 126:5. There is an energy rising around you that even you cannot explain, the invisible vibration of prayers maturing into outcomes. Things that once drained you are losing their power. Voices that once unsettled you now sound like echoes from a past you've outgrown. You've shifted frequencies. You've crossed into a realm where you are now sensitive to divine alignment and allergic to anything that weakens your purpose. That isn't you becoming hard. That's you becoming holy, concentrated, refined. Because when God prepares you for a Saturday that shifts atmospheres, He doesn't want you diluted by doubt or distracted by noise. What once entertained you now feels empty. What once frightened you now feels small. Do you sense it, that sacred stillness before a divine announcement? That is not stagnation, it's synchronization. And there will be signs, some subtle, some so bold they'll take your breath away. The message may come through channels you least expect. A conversation you didn't start, a message you didn't chase, a door you knocked on long ago that suddenly swings open. God specializes in divine disruptions. Call unto me, and I will answer you, and show you great and mighty things which you do not know, says Jeremiah 33:3. The divine surprise is never tied to logic, it's tied to destiny. Your destiny carries a rare frequency. You are not meant to blend in. You are meant to break through. You were set apart for divine interruption, the kind that rewrites calendars and rearranges atmospheres. And this Saturday, heaven is announcing your arrival. People will watch your life shift and think it's coincidence, but you will know. You'll feel something, click, the invisible gear of heaven, engaging with your soul's motion. You'll sense it not in noise, but in clarity. For the Lord Himself will go before you and make the crooked places straight, says Isaiah 45:2. You'll wake up with peace where there was once pressure, with certainty where there was once confusion. Your voice will carry weight. Your steps will carry awareness, not arrogance, awareness. You will walk with the knowledge that heaven is backing you. And perhaps you'll pause and ask in quiet wonder, was all that pain simply the price of perspective? Was the silence my training in trust? Because now you see it clearly. Every detour was divine redirection. Every heartbreak was a recalibration. You weren't being pushed out, you were being pushed into position. Heaven wasn't withholding, it was preparing. He makes all things beautiful in His time, echoes Ecclesiastes 3:11, and that time is now. This Saturday will not simply change your plans, it will confirm your purpose. The energy around you will shift, the codes of your atmosphere will adjust. The world itself will seem to lean slightly in your direction, and it won't be a coincidence. It will be confirmation. You will move differently. You will speak differently. You will carry the surprise within you not as a moment, but as a mantle. Because the truth is, you are not just receiving a breakthrough. You are becoming one. The moment you realize God has just confirmed everything you felt but could never quite explain, you stop apologizing for being powerful. That's when awareness replaces approval. This surprise, chosen one, is not the kind you unwrap. It's the kind that unfolds around you. You won't have to chase it. It will rise to meet you. It will touch your finances, your atmosphere, your energy, your influence. It will ripple through how people respond to you, how opportunities recognize you, how creation itself begins to cooperate with your presence. There is no striving in this realm, only standing, only knowing, only being. Because that's the new frequency you're stepping into, one where knowing is more powerful than trying, where presence becomes provision. As Psalm 46:10 declares, "Be still and know that I am God." You are entering a dimension where your stillness speaks louder than effort, where your spirit commands alignment simply by existing in awareness. The 1% who will feel this Saturday's impact are not better than anyone else. They are braver. Braver to believe beyond proof, braver to carry a vision without validation, braver to continue when logic said, "Stop." God never forgets the brave. He rewards the silent warriors, the ones who didn't post every pain, who cried in secret and still rose with purpose, who were overlooked by people but handpicked by heaven. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed, says John 20:29. If that's you, then this Saturday belongs to you. God is going to make it loud, and you won't have to explain it to anyone. The shift will speak for itself. The results will prophesy. the transformation will radiate. You'll find yourself reintroduced to your own life because it will no longer look like the survival season you came out of. You will stand in rooms you once prayed to just glimpse. You will speak with authority that echoes beyond the moment. And your very presence will carry weight because you are no longer walking into spaces with uncertainty. You are walking in with knowing. Have you ever wondered what it feels like when heaven decides it's your turn? When the doors that refuse to open start swinging before you touch them? When your confidence is no longer borrowed but born? This is that moment. It is the culmination of the prayers you whispered when no one was listening. And the surprise coming to you carries multiplication. It will not just touch one area, it will ripple across your entire landscape. A change in one zone will trigger motion in another. God is not releasing a single blessing. He is initiating a chain reaction. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, says Ephesians 3:20, according to his power that is at work within us. What you thought was one breakthrough is only the tip of a divine iceberg beneath it. Entire layers of restoration are rising. He's not just fixing one thing, he's reintroducing you to your full inheritance. Can you sense the anticipation of heaven waiting to see you step into what's already been declared yours? Chosen one, don't shrink now. Don't lower your frequency to make the familiar feel safe. This Saturday doesn't merely release power, it requires it. The version of you that's receiving this surprise must match its weight. To whom much is given, much will be required, says Luke 12:48. So, walk like it's already yours. Speak like you've already arrived. Worship like the heavens are already open, because they are. The curtain is lifted, the spotlight is positioned, and you, perhaps without realizing it, are standing center stage in God's next great reveal. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. Isaiah 60:1 proclaims, and that light is no longer symbolic, it's literal in your life. There will be those who try to downplay your surprise. They'll label divine acceleration as coincidence, your transformation as luck. Don't explain it, don't justify it, don't shrink it to make others comfortable. This moment is not about appeasing anyone's disbelief, it's about you being confirmed. Have you noticed how some people can't celebrate what they didn't see coming? That's all right. Confirmation doesn't need permission, it only needs activation. This Saturday will activate parts of you that have been waiting in silence, talents that were dormant, ideas that once felt too big, callings that frightened even you. And when they awaken, the world around you will recognize what heaven has always known. You were never chasing greatness, you were growing into it. Dreams that once seemed too distant to reach are now stepping out of the mist and walking toward you, because this is the moment they were meant to be seen. Your atmosphere has already shifted, that's why you've been feeling strange lately. Time feels heavier, as though it's bending around you. Conversations seem more charged. Even the air carries a quiet electricity. It's all part of the alignment. The veil is thinning. The distance between heaven's plan and your physical world is collapsing. This is not just poetic language, it's reality in motion. When spirit and matter converge, energy changes form. You are standing inside that sacred convergence now. On earth as it is in heaven, says Matthew 6:10, and for you, that prayer is no longer a metaphor, it's becoming literal. When you step into this Saturday, you will feel it, that invisible boundary will dissolve. There will be no going back, because nothing will be the same. You are standing in the middle of prophecy, not one spoken over you by others, but one written long ago in the deep chambers of your own soul. You saw this before it ever appeared. You whispered it in the dark when no one was listening. You guarded it when the world mocked your waiting. And now it has come unannounced yet undeniable, carrying the force of destiny and the fragrance of fulfillment. This is not just Saturday. This is your activation. This is the sign you prayed for, the moment when heaven rolls out your inheritance and your life becomes living proof that God never forgets a promise. You have felt this coming, that subtle tension in your spirit, that pulse beneath your ribs that words can't describe. What if that pressure wasn't anxiety, but prophecy pressing through the veil? What if that restlessness was heaven whispering, "It's time"? Everything inside you has begun to agree with what's moving around you. That isn't emotion, it's resonance, your soul syncing with divine orchestration. God is not deciding now, He decided long ago, and what was once delayed is now being delivered. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, says Habakkuk 2-3. Though it tarry, wait for it. It will surely come, it will not delay. The waiting is over. The appointed time has arrived. And when divine timing collides with human readiness, acceleration begins. Your timeline is shifting with a speed that defies logic. You are entering what I call a divine override, a space where man-made clocks lose authority and heaven's rhythm takes control. What once required years will unfold in days. What you thought was lost will return not as it was, but refined for who you've become. What would happen, chosen one, if you finally believed that you've caught up to your calling? What if every delay was not postponement, but preparation? You are no longer behind, you are perfectly on time. This Saturday is more than movement, it is divine memory. Heaven has not forgotten you. God is not unjust to forget your work and the love you have shown Him. Hebrews 6:10 reminds us. Every moment of obedience, every tear you cried, every act of faith that cost you something, all of it was recorded in heaven's archives. You may not have seen results, but nothing was lost. The vault of your sacrifice has been kept sealed for an appointed release, and now that vault is opening. That is why this weekend feels weighty, not with burden, but with glory. The heaviness you sense is not denial, it's delivery. What was stored in spirit is now being transferred into form. You are walking into a prepared moment, a place that has known your name longer than you've known its existence. Doesn't it explain why your anticipation has no logical source? Because your soul already remembers this space. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, Jeremiah 1-5 declares, and what God knows He never forgets. This moment isn't new, it's remembered. Saturday is when divine memory becomes manifestation. Every thread of your story is being rewoven with precision. Every step you took in faith is now returning as fulfillment. There are energies moving for you that you cannot see, angels already dispatched, doors already opened, agreements already signed in silence. Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to serve those who will inherit salvation? Hebrews 1:14 asks, and the answer is unfolding in real time. The divine paperwork is being finalized in unseen realms. Approvals are being stamped, alignments are locking into place. Because this was never about force, it was always about flow. And now you are flowing with heaven's current, not striving against it. Have you noticed that what used to require effort now unfolds effortlessly? That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. The current you feel beneath your days is not instability. It's the river of destiny carrying you forward. You are being moved by unseen momentum, drawn into purpose by gravitational grace. And soon, you'll look around and realize that everything that once felt delayed is suddenly here, surrounding you. You will breathe differently, walk differently, speak differently, because you'll know that the manifestation isn't random, it's remembrance. You are stepping into what your soul has always known was coming. This is the Saturday when memory becomes matter, when prophecy becomes presence, when everything you have believed in private becomes undeniable in public. He who calls you is faithful, and He will do it, 1 Thessalonians 5:24 declares. And this, chosen one, is that doing. No more wondering when, no more asking if. The vault has opened, the flow has begun, heaven remembers, and now so do you. And now the current is finally strong enough to carry what has always belonged to you into your hands. The flow has intensified. It's no longer a whisper, it's a pull. There's a sound attached to your name, a frequency that only the right people, the right places, and the right seasons can hear, and God has just turned the volume up. That's why certain things are suddenly being drawn to you, why the silence around old dreams has started to stir again, why people who once overlooked you are remembering your name. You've noticed it, haven't you? The ideas that went cold are warming back to life. The desires you buried out of exhaustion are igniting again. Even your own inner voice, the one that carries both conviction and comfort, is speaking louder in your spirit. These are not coincidences. These are the signs that your atmosphere has caught heaven's signal. And what responds next will confirm the shift. Chosen one, what's coming is not subtle. It's not quiet. It's not meant to tiptoe into your life unnoticed. It is bold, it is loud, and it carries one divine assignment to prove that God was in the room even when you thought you were alone. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still, says Exodus 14:14. The surprise being released is not just physical, it is emotional, spiritual, and deeply personal. It is reaching into the core of who you are, not merely fixing what's around you, but healing what's within you. This is restoration with precision, restoration with memory. God is not only returning what was taken, He is restoring the time you lost, trying to understand why it happened. I will restore to you the years that the locusts have eaten, declares Joel 2:25. This restoration is not random. It's refined, measured, and intentional, a correction of the clock. And when it lands, clarity will come like sunrise through a fogged window. This Saturday, you will experience a stillness that feels like revelation. You will feel a clarity so sharp it will silence every lie that ever whispered you were not chosen. You'll wake up with vision brighter than you've had in years. You'll sense understanding that doesn't come from overthinking, but from inner knowing, and you'll feel strength in the same places where doubt once lived. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to finally see yourself the way heaven always saw you, to stand inside your purpose and realize it fits perfectly? That's not pride, that's peace. What you are feeling now is not a mood swing, it's metamorphosis. The surprise is arriving in your soul before it reaches your hands. That's why everything inside you feels like it's stretching, it's expanding to fit the blessing. Once your inner world aligns with this new resonance, no external force can block it, because manifestation is simply the echo of agreement between heaven and your spirit. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60:22 reminds us, you are standing in that appointed time. Don't strain your eyes looking for thunderous signs or cosmic symbols. Look instead for divine confirmation in your awareness, that quiet certainty that tells you it's happening. You'll feel it before you see it. You'll sense the acceleration before it arrives. That's not imagination, that's insight. And when that awareness settles into your bones, you'll realize this truth. God's confirmation doesn't always come through miracles that shock the world. Sometimes it comes through peace that doesn't need to explain itself. The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your heart and your mind in Christ Jesus, says Philippians 4:7. Have you felt that unexplainable peace lately? The one that makes no sense but feels unshakable? That's how heaven whispers, you're on schedule. That's how destiny announces, it's your turn. You are not chasing anymore, you are attracting. You are not waiting, you are witnessing. The current is carrying what was promised into your orbit. You are standing in the flow of fulfillment, surrounded by evidence that faith was never wasted. And when it all begins to unfold, remember this: what's coming isn't random reward, it's recognition, heaven's acknowledgement that you stayed faithful when it was hardest. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9 assures us. So breathe, chosen one. Stay aware. Let your spirit hum with the frequency of favor, because what's approaching doesn't need to be chased, it's already looking for you. And soon, everything that bears your name will find its way home. A lightness begins to settle over you, Not the kind that drifts away, but the kind that roots deeply, filling every breath with quiet boldness. There's a subtle shift in the way you inhale, a calm where tension once lived, a peace that no longer demands explanation. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual upgrades, arriving silently but unmistakably. They are the first signs that what was written for you has stood up and started walking toward you, swiftly and deliberately. The universe, or more accurately, creation itself, is obeying the command it once received about your life. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm. Psalm 33:9 declares, "This is no longer theory, this is timing." You have entered the realm where God's calendar touches your reality. His surprise will not be ordinary. It will carry a frequency so divine that explanation will feel too small for it. People will ask you how you did it, how the doors opened, how the atmosphere shifted, how the results appeared overnight, and you'll have no formula to list, only one word to whisper: alignment. Because what is about to unfold won't come from a perfect plan, but from perfect permission. God has simply decided now. Now you are ready. Now it's your turn. Now the story opens. Now the light finds your face. Now the power arrives. Now the script flips. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43:19. You will begin to feel differently. What used to drain you will start to repel you, and what used to intimidate you will begin to bow. The conversations that once stirred your excitement will suddenly sound hollow, not because you've lost passion, but because you've outgrown the noise. That isn't disconnection, that's discernment. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child, but when I became a man, I put childish ways behind me, says 1 Corinthians 13:11. Could it be that your peace is no longer in needing more, but in recognizing you already have enough? Could it be that what you once called waiting was really God building capacity? These subtle inner shifts are the visible evidence of spiritual maturity, the moment when the outer world begins to orbit around the stillness of your spirit. Chosen one, you are no longer chasing blessings, you are broadcasting them. Heaven has increased your range. Your spirit is transmitting faith at a frequency that the right opportunities can hear. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, says John 10:27. And in this season, it is not just you hearing God. It is everything around you hearing His instruction concerning you. You'll notice the ease, how certain alignments require no effort, how paths open without announcement. That's not luck, that's legacy. It's the invisible order of heaven revealing itself in your story. You'll walk into places where peace arrives before you do, because peace will now precede your name. Have you noticed how everything in your life is starting to harmonize, like instruments tuning before a symphony begins? That harmony is not coincidence, it's confirmation. There will be moments in the next few days when your heart feels light without reason, your mind quiet without warning, your soul still without effort. Those are not moments to question, they're invitations to remember. Remember who carried you. Remember who called you. Remember who waited for this now as patiently as you did. And as that awareness settles, ask yourself quietly, what if now has always been God's favorite word? What if everything you thought you missed was simply rerouted to meet you here at this intersection of faith and fulfillment? Because this isn't just a new chapter, it's a new language. You'll stop asking for signs and start recognizing them. You'll stop chasing purpose and start embodying it. The light that once guided you from afar is now shining from within you. The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day, Proverbs 4:18 proclaims, and that full light is dawning in your soul right now. You've crossed the threshold. The air feels different because you're breathing destiny. The silence feels comforting because it's no longer absence, it's arrival. The weight you carried has turned into wings. You are standing in your now, and your now is holy. That's redirection. You are being lifted into a realm that doesn't entertain distractions, drawn into environments that mirror the version of you. Heaven has already seen the version, ready to receive this Saturday's divine surprise. The energy you carry has risen beyond the ordinary, and everything that once felt familiar will begin to feel foreign. This shift will not be heavy. It will feel like relief. You may find yourself craving silence more than sound, solitude more than conversation. You'll choose stillness, not because you are disconnected, but because you are being downloaded. That is not isolation, that is incubation. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. Psalm 37:7 says, and in that stillness, new blueprints are being written inside you. The divine surprise has weight, and your spirit knows you need room to hold it. That's why you felt the sudden pull to retreat, to rest, to breathe without hurry. Don't fight that pull. Don't apologize for stepping back. God is making room inside you before He fills the outside of your life. What looks like pause is preparation. What feels like quiet is construction. Could it be that the rest you once resisted is the doorway to your next revelation? Could it be that this sacred stillness is not absence but approach, the sound of heaven drawing near? You're not losing motivation. You're gaining momentum in a new frequency. In returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and trust shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15 declares. This is holy rewiring, sacred preparation, spiritual readiness. God is fine-tuning your capacity to carry what's coming. He's increasing your bandwidth for blessing, your strength for acceleration, your peace for prosperity. And when the moment arrives, when Saturday opens its vault and your name is spoken aloud, everything you've carried in your heart will finally be validated. The prayers that felt unanswered will echo back as fulfilled promises. The silent declarations whispered into your pillow will return as public confirmation. The nights you asked, "Was I crazy to believe this much with so little proof?" will resolve into radiant understanding. Though it linger, wait for it, it will surely come. Habakkuk 2-3 reminds you, and now it has. Chosen one. This is the moment when your obedience will reveal its architecture. What you endured privately is about to speak publicly. Every hidden yes is about to find its echo in heaven's unveiling. The silence was never God's absence, it was His design. He was building an interior cathedral strong enough to host glory without collapsing. Can you feel the subtle stretch within your spirit, the expansion that feels like peace disguised as pressure? That's capacity being born. That's heaven enlarging your heart for what's next. Enlarge the place of your tent, Isaiah 54:2 says. Stretch your curtains wide, do not hold back. Soon, the solitude that once felt lonely will feel holy. The stillness that once felt strange will feel sacred. And you will look back and understand that the rewiring was not to slow you down, but to help you withstand the speed of what's coming. Ask yourself, what if the quiet season wasn't God withholding, but God protecting the weight of your blessing until you were strong enough to carry it? Because that's what this is, protection disguised as pause, purpose wrapped in patience. And as Saturday dawns, you will see it clearly. The vault is opening, the silence is breaking, and the glory you've been shaped to hold is finally ready to rest upon you. And when it does, every why will turn into worship. The dots are connecting. The scattered pieces you once questioned are aligning into a pattern so intricate that only heaven could have drawn it. What was once confusion is becoming clarity. The lines are forming a picture, and that picture proclaims a single resounding truth. God was always listening, always planning, always moving. Even in silence, He was strategic. Even in delay, He was deliberate. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1-6 reminds you, and this chosen one is the completion. Every unanswered question was never rejection, it was direction. Every gap was a seed of grace, waiting for this divine moment to bloom. You were never abandoned, only arranged. And now, as the picture takes form, You finally understand why some seasons had to remain blurry until this very second. This Saturday won't need an explanation. It will speak its own language, and you will understand every word, not because you studied it, but because your soul already knows it. It's the same language that spoke to you in your wilderness, the whisper that said, "Keep believing," the same language that hummed beneath your heartbreak, "Keep going." And now, that voice rises into a chorus. You won't have to translate the miracle. You will simply recognize it. The moment it happens, something inside you will whisper, "This is it." And tears will fall, not from surprise, but from recognition, because your spirit saw this moment long before your eyes ever could. Because this is not just a blessing, it's a response, a holy answer to the faith you refuse to abandon. Before they call, I will answer. While they are still speaking, I will hear. Isaiah 65:24 declares, "And heaven has just replied." Every sacrifice, every night you prayed and felt no echo, heaven heard every syllable and stored them like treasure in eternal chambers. This Saturday is heaven's reply in motion, written not with ink, but with evidence. The response is not just what you receive, it's who you become through the receiving. You will realize that the true miracle wasn't the outcome, it was that you never stopped expecting one. This is the universe, all of creation itself, responding to the signal you've been sending for years. Every prayer, every sacrifice, every small act of obedience was a frequency sent upward, and now the echo is returning. Have you noticed how the atmosphere around you feels different? How the days seem charged with a quiet anticipation? That's the sound of heaven counting down. Creation itself is leaning forward to witness your unveiling. As Romans 8:19 says, "The creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." Every shift in your environment is heaven's applause in motion. Every small coincidence is a cosmic confirmation that your time has come. It's time, and the countdown has already begun. You're not merely watching this unfold, you're walking straight into it. You're not wishing anymore, you're receiving. You're not preparing, you're positioned. You're not surviving, you're stepping into significance. The Lord will perfect that which concerns me, Psalm 138:8 affirms, and He's doing it now. You've crossed from believing for something to believing as someone, a vessel already filled. What you used to chase is now circling you. The future is no longer ahead of you, it's catching up to your present. You are not the spectator of this miracle, you are its fulfillment in motion. The surprise has left eternity. It has passed through the gates of divine intention and entered the corridors of reality. It is no longer a concept, it is a convergence. What once existed only in prayer is now taking form in presence. The unseen is becoming seen. The promise is becoming proof. For the word of the Lord is right and true. He is faithful in all He does. Psalm 33:4 declares, "And now that faithfulness is wearing your name, every delay that once exhausted you now reveals its design. What you thought was silence was synchronization. Heaven's timing was never late, it was exact." Have you ever wondered what it would look like when heaven remembers your name out loud, when everything that once resisted you suddenly recognizes you? That's what this moment is, not chance, not luck, but divine memory awakening in real time. The doors that once denied you are now rehearsing your welcome. The voices that dismissed you will soon speak your honor. Every no that once hurt was secretly clearing space for this unmistakable yes. And deep within, you'll realize that heaven never forgets the faithful. It simply waits for the exact alignment of soul and season. You have become the living answer to your own intercession. The story that once felt like silence is now roaring with purpose. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, Habakkuk 2-3 declares, "Though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come." You are standing inside that appointed time. This is what endurance looks like when it finally meets its evidence. All that patience was not wasted energy, it was sacred currency exchanged for this divine moment. The prayers you whispered in fatigue have returned as strength. The tears you sowed in private have become rivers of joy in public. Chosen one, you don't need to explain this season, you only need to embrace it. What's unfolding isn't random reward, it's righteous response. This Saturday will not only change your circumstances, it will confirm your calling. It will reveal the precision behind every pause, the beauty behind every bruise, and the orchestration behind every ounce of waiting. The pieces will not just fit, they will sing. And when they do, you'll realize you were never waiting for life to make sense. You were waiting for heaven to reveal its sense through you. Can you feel it? That shift in the air? The subtle weight of promise pressing gently against the edge of your reality? That's not imagination, that's arrival. You are standing at the threshold where heaven's design meets human time. It's the border between almost and now, the line between prayer and performance. And as you step across it, your heart will understand what your words never could, that God's silence was not absence but artistry. The canvas had to dry before the colors could appear. And as you cross it, you'll realize something profound. Every unanswered prayer was never ignored. It was incubating. Every detour was divine design. Every no was a redirection toward a bigger yes. All things work together for good to those who love God. Romans 8:28 reminds us, and this, right now, is your good unfolding. You'll look back and realize that what felt like delay was God writing poetry in the dark. That the path that once looked uncertain was a map drawn in holy ink. And that every second of waiting was time well spent, because now it all makes sense. You are not waiting for God to move anymore. God is waiting for you to step forward, because the countdown is over. The vault is open. The flow has begun. The promise is here. The surprise has crossed from eternity into experience. Every layer of your story, the joy, the loss, the doubt, the faith, was necessary to build this moment. You are the prophecy fulfilled. You are the evidence that faith works. You are the living manifestation of a God who keeps his word. And you, chosen one, are walking straight into the proof that heaven never forgot you. There comes a moment, chosen one, when everything that once felt scattered begins to make sense, when all the detours, delays, and disappointments form a sacred pattern that could only have been drawn by the hand of God. That's what this Saturday represents. It's more than a date on your calendar. It's a divine appointment written before time began. You've walked through the dark, not realizing that even your shadows were being measured for light. You've carried questions that had no answers, not knowing the silence itself was shaping the wisdom you now carry. And now, as heaven's rhythm aligns with your reality, you stand on the edge of fulfillment. This entire message, every word, every revelation, was not meant to simply inspire you. It was meant to awaken you. Because you were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were meant to remember who you are, one of God's chosen ones, written in his story, sealed by his hand. When you listen to the whisper within you, that still, steady pulse of purpose, you'll realize that God was never far. He was waiting for your awareness to meet his timing. Maybe you've doubted yourself. Maybe you've felt forgotten. Maybe you've prayed until your words turned into tears. But I want you to know something. Not one of those prayers was lost. Heaven keeps perfect records. Every tear was an offering. Every moment of endurance was recorded in eternity's archives. The pain you carried was not wasted, it was invested. And now the return is coming, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. What you've been waiting for is not arriving from the outside, it's rising from within you. And as this divine alignment unfolds, remember this. Your role is not just to witness the miracle, but to walk in it. You are not the audience, you are the vessel. You are the living prophecy that someone else will draw strength from. So as this video ends, let the message continue through you. Let your life speak louder than words. Let this moment remind you that faith is not fantasy, it's divine mathematics, where every unseen sacrifice adds up to a visible glory. If this message found you, it's because you were meant to hear it. So, I invite you, as part of this growing community of awakened hearts, press the like button if this resonated with you. Share this message with someone who might need to remember their purpose tonight. Leave a comment below. Tell us what moment in this message spoke to your soul, or simply write, "I receive it," if you're ready to step into what heaven has prepared for you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, not just to follow videos, but to walk with us on this ongoing journey of faith, revelation, and divine awakening. To everyone who supports this channel, whether through super thanks, through sharing, or simply by watching quietly from your corner of the world, thank you. Your presence matters. You are part of this mission. You are helping spread light to places that algorithms can't reach, but the Spirit can. Your engagement fuels this ministry, your faith expands it, and your love keeps it alive. And now, as you go, may peace accompany you like a gentle shadow. May your sleep be deep, your spirit rested, and your path illuminated by favor. May God surprise you this Saturday, not just with what you hoped for, but with what you never knew was possible. May clarity replace confusion, may courage replace fear, and may joy meet you where anxiety once stood. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, you are right on schedule, heaven's schedule. Thank you for being here, chosen one. Thank you for believing, for enduring, for returning to the sacred place within yourself. Until next time, stay expectant, stay faithful, and stay awake. Because the next move of God has your name written on it.